Hi guys, this is Karan this side. So today we'll solve a very famous question, Koko eating bananas. Question number 875 of LeetCode. So what is the question says like Coco loves to eat bananas and there are n piles of bananas given in the array and the guard has gone for a while for H hours. Now Coco can decide her bananas as per eating speed of K. Now each hour she chooses the pile of banana, eats k bananas from the pile, and if the pile has less than k banana, she eats all of them instead and will not eat any more bananas during this hour. Now Coco loves to eat bananas slowly but wants to still finish eating all the bananas before the guard return. Now we have to return the minimum number of integer k such that she can eat all the bananas in the H hours. So what are they asking us? We have to find the minimum number of k. What is k? Is the speed of the speed of Coco of eating bananas, so that she could finish it in H hours before the guard comes. And this should be as minimum as possible. Now she can only eat one pile of bananas at a time in an hour. So for example, if I take let's take an example like any range, like I'll take 3. If she could eat 3 bananas in 1 hour, so in first hour she will eat 3 bananas, second hour she could only eat 3 bananas out of 6, then she'll also need one more hour to eat that 3 bananas, so it will become 3 hours in total. Then for 7 bananas she would have to eat 3 bananas firstly, then 3 bananas second, and 1 banana would be left for 1 hour. So for 7 she would need 3 hours. So 1 hour for 3, 6, 2 hours for 6, 7, 3 hours for 7 bananas. And similarly, then for 11 bananas she will have to need around 3 plus 3 plus 3 9 plus 3, that will be 12, but 4 hours, round off 4 hours she will need for 11. So in total how many hours will be there? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that will be around 10 hours. But mm, the Coco has only 8 hours to eat, so that can't be the answer. What if we take a range in between, that we could find that how much banana she could eat, that we could finish it in at H hours. Now if I try to search for 6, similarly 7, 11, or some numbers in between, that range we have to find firstly. Now how we will find the range? Now if we see that uh, that there could be a low range, that Coco might eat one banana in per hour, right? If she eat one banana per hour, for 3 bananas it will take 3 hours, for 6 it will take 6 hours, for 7 it will take 7, 11. Then in total all that will be more than greater than the hour we have to find out. So it can't be possible. But as we want a range that we are taking as one, that Coco might eat one banana at a time. That could be a logic we are making ourselves. And similarly there could be a possibility that Coco might eat the highest amount of banana in the each hour. Like for example, if I take the highest of this 11, for first hour she will eat 11 bananas, but there are only 3, so rest of the time she'll be vacant. Similarly for 6, 7 and 11 so it will finish in the 4 hours only, right? So what will take, we'll take a range. What are we getting the range in between, that low and high? Whenever we find a range and we could solve by the range, so what we could do is use binary search. So now how to find the high range? we'll find it by the for loop int I equals to 0, I less than files dot size I plus plus. Now in this high value will be calculated, means the max one will be calculated because we don't have a direct given in the question. So we'll find out the max, and this is how we'll find out the lowest one and the highest, that these are the possibility that the Koko might eat. Now we have a range from low to high. Now what we could do is see, like search from low to high. It might be in that range, so we'll just use our binary search. Whenever we are given a range, we use our binary search, and we'll see if the mid, like let's take a mid equals to low plus high minus low by 2, and what we will check, if this is like a valid range, right? Valid range, what I mean, that there is this the possibility that if we use mid as like the whatever the speed we are taking as mid, is it possible that she might finish all the bananas? If she might finish all the bananas, what we will do, if she might, yes, we will if high will be mid minus 1, that means we will move forward to the left hand side, that it will move forward to the left hand side to get more lesser number, because we have to find the minimum integer to of minimum integer k, means the lowest speed. Otherwise, if it's not valid, then we will just move forward to low equals to mid plus 1. Now what will be the condition that it is valid or not? How we will check it? We will check, like we'll take a valid function we have to make for that. I'll write it that for you, and in that we'll pass the piles of bananas, the hours, and the mid, that is the speed we are calculating at. Now let's write the function valid. We'll make it a boolean function. So boolean valid, that is the valid range for the bananas, speed, that is the valid speed we are finding out in this function, that will contain vector of int, that is the piles, comma int r, the r, and the speed. Let's take it as speed only. Now in this, what we have to see, whatever the mid range we are, the mid speed we are finding at, is it valid or not, that is it finishing in the HRs or less, or is it going, if it is more than the HRs, what we'll do, we'll just return false, otherwise we'll return true. We'll start our R, let's calculate as 0 from the start. We'll run our loop on the piles, like let's take it for each loop, int value in piles. So what are we doing in this, what we will do in this for each loop, in this we will take a sealed value. Now how we will take the seal value, what does that mean? See, if I take a range, any in this range, if I calculate a speed as like a low plus high minus low by 2, for example, the low is 1 and 11 is the high. 1 plus 11 by 2, that is 6, will be the mid, that is nothing but the speed. And if the speed is 6, then how much hours will each pile take? For example, 3 will take only 1 hour, 6 will take 1 hour, but 7 7 will take not 1 hour, because 6 is our speed. We can only eat 6, but we have 7, so it will take 2 hours. Similarly, 11 will also take 2 hours. Now how we will find the seal value? If we have to find the floor value, we would just had divided the number by the speed. Like 3 divided by 6 will get 1, oh sorry, 0. But in this we don't have to find the floor, we have to find the seal value. So how we could find the seal value is by uh, calculating it with the r. Now how we'll calculate it? We will simply subtract divide the speed by adding in it. So what we will, there is a a formula known for finding seal, that is if we add seal, like add the formula, I'll write it over here. What is it? If you have to find the seal of any number, for example n numbers, so what we'll do, we'll divide the number by the divisor and subtract it to 1 and divide it by the same divisor. So what does it mean? If I have to find 3 divided by 6, the answer is 0, we know that, but I want 1. So what I'll do, I'll simply add the divisor in the number for 3 plus 6 and just subtract 1. That will be our 3 plus 6, 9 minus 1, 8. So whenever I divide again by 6, we'll get the result as 1, not 2, right? So this is how we find out the seal value. And floor, and we can find floor easily just by dividing the same number by the divisor. So what are we doing here? Finding the seal value, so that at each hour we could find how many the piles, at each index we could find how many hours it will take to finish that pile of bananas. Now we'll just divide it by the speed. So whatever answer, for example, for 3 divided by 6, the answer becomes 0, but in this case will become 1 hour and it will be added in our answer r. In the last, what will take, do return r less than equal to hr of the. So if this is true, it will be returned here that the condition is true. That means at that h number of hours that is valid, that uh, the pile, that the speed is valid for the h hours 8. So we have to find the speed is valid or not, right? So in this validity case, we'll find out that it is valid to find out. And whenever we'll get the answer, it will be stored in the low only, because low are invalid and high is valid one. So you could also do, like store the answer in is equal to mid, and in other case if we get another valid answer from the lower range, it will store again. But when you will notice in binary search, the answers always lie in the mid or high or low. In this, the your answer will be always be low whenever you do it this way. Now let's run it and submit. Or okay, yeah, There's a runtime error because we have taken int and it might overflow. We have to take it like this. Okay, listen it. So we have to even remember, because what are we doing? We are calculating the speed as per the adding it once again with it, right? So you have to understand in this, because that the validity of the speed, if the speed is valid, we are moving to the right left hand side of the scale, that to find more lower minimum speed of the Koko to eat bananas. And how to find that validity, this is very important function to find the seal value of that R and adding it to the R. Thank you.